Hi, everyone. Welcome to the World Energy Healing Session for January 14th, 2025. So today we've decided on looking at colds, so the immune system, colds and flu and whatever else is going around. I like to look at also the metabolic function of the cell and also the telomeres of the cell. So even if it gets wear and tear through, you know, colds, and then the body doesn't have a good immune function. So we're just tapping into that consciousness, but also there's a collective going on wherein things are tough for a lot of people. That consciousness on a collective level, whether it's collective for you or personal, because the stock markets have gone down a bit, and there are people who are really struggling with finances, with getting food, etc. So also work. So we want to set it up so that our structures, our immune system, and our capacity to manifest, this is also, it's including everyone. We don't all have to manifest the same amount because we don't all need the same amount. But we want to be able to continue sort of the matrix of all of the energies out there, that everyone is manifesting and we're safe. And a nice little point of safety, let's say, that's keeping us safe. So it's really production, isn't it? We need to be able to produce. So if my cells are producing, if I have the wherewithal, the strength in my body mind to produce, even if I just have a chicken and I'm able to produce eggs, then I'm able to feed myself, right? And maybe sell a couple of those eggs and feed someone else. So we can think about that in any way your imagination can think. If you're stuck in, this is the way I live and I want to keep that, and well, that's not very creative. We want to make sure that creative energy. So I'm going to bring in second chakra, a little bit of the will from the third chakra. Excuse me, I'm already going to sneeze. Phew. Phew. I'm just tuning into why that sneeze would have come up. So many of you know me. I don't sneeze very often in a session. It's usually burping or maybe yawning, but sneezing is not one of the responses. So it feels like something needs to be moved out of us. So stagnant, stale. So here we're looking at those senescent cells that need to go. Those are our zombie cells, the ones where the telomeres aren't working anymore. And we need to slough off those cells. Sometimes they stay in the body. So I'm going to use the consciousness of fisetin to support that release. There are some other senolytics that can come in, but we'll just tune into fisetin for the moment. Take a deep breath and really feel into your body mind. Notice what it's telling you. Notice what it's saying. It might be saying, throw your shoulders back. That's what I feel. Mine's saying, throw your shoulders back. Let your energy, let that metabolic function in the cell support you. As you support it, there's the manifestation. So supporting it can be through the way we think, our breathing, how much water we're drinking, and what kind of food we're eating, so that we're capable of producing. Breathe and breathe. There we go. I can just feel everything clearing up. And we're going to use the lymphatic system to help dump any senescent or zombie cells, as they call them, the zombie cells. Skin is coming up. So we're going to look at also sloughing off the cells on the skin that need to go, but balancing the microbiome of the skin. So, for some of us, we can be in areas, let's say it's too hot, the skin can get kind of yeasty. And if it's too cold, that the way we have it here, the skin gets itchy, it starts to come off. And a lot of us, like if you're like me, I tend to, take a lot of showers, and, that's not so great for the body. So I try to make them as fast as possible, after I work out or, whatever I need to do. Right. So we want to make sure the skin has, we're going to run one of these programs that helps bring all the circulation to the layers of the skin, ensuring that the fatty layer of the skin is able to support the proper oils. Now, that if some of you have oily skin and you get sebaceous, you get pimples, acne, that kind of thing, we're still going to balance the fatty and oil and sebaceous type um, excretions from the skin, so that it's going to um, purify, because we're doing a lot here when it comes to bacteria, virus. Inflammation just came into. So bacteria, virus, fungus, sugary substance, right? That's going to be very yeasty. I can see sugar that is yeasty, maybe because we're still a little bit post Christmas and people are still munching, or some areas you might be, like if you're in the South, you might be having ice cream and maybe it's time to reduce that. If you're in the North, you might be having a little bit of comfort food. Time to cut that out. Cut that out. Breathe. That's going to feed everything, including bacteria, virus, whatever's going on in the skin, any type of congestion. It's gonna feed everything. You don't want it to be feeding any of these things. Okay, so I'm going straight to the skeletal structure. The skeletal structure as the foundation support, that fundamental movement of the body. I mean, obviously it takes musculature to move, but I can imagine moving my bone rather than using my muscle. So what happens, that's like Feldenkrais, when you move in very small ways, even if you just move your hand a little bit, very little. So I'm not using any force by doing this. I could even go less. Now I'm moving even less. What happens is the neuroplasticity of the brain starts recording that and finds easier and easier ways to move. So they're less painful. So I'm looking at pain patterns in the body. So I know a lot of people have had pain patterns. Also, there have been, another thing that we didn't bring up, but a lot of people have fallen down. It's been very greasy here in Quebec, so I'm gonna work with people who've fallen down. Now, it doesn't mean you necessarily had to fall down because of the greasy snow here, but it has been super, super greasy. So we want to just start looking at all the people that have fallen, and that throws the bony structure. It can fracture, even if it's hardly visible. It can create vulnerability and also bruisings, etc. Wow, we're doing a lot. There's inflammation that I saw too. So we've done bony structure, we're doing movement in the easiest way for pain, we're doing skin, we did colds and flus, and consciousness of manifesting. And now I want to do inflammation. So there's inflammation that is linked to high anxiety. So when I was reading about something for anxiety, so I think it works really well. If you feel anxious, you cover your left eye and you look up with the right eye. And you'll notice, I mean, obviously not talking, you should be relaxing and breathing and really tuning into that eye that's looking up to really go to tense areas. And you'll notice the body relaxes really quickly. So with all of the things going on for many people, there can be huge tensions, right? Whoever's got high stress in their lives. elderly people, job, money, health issues, pain. Some people have all of them. Okay. And deep breath and really, square your shoulders, bring them back, make sure those shoulders are up. You are in this world and you are strong. Even if you don't feel strong, it's kind of like fake it till you make it. It's not quite that way because you're not, when your body feels you standing up straight, it starts to record that because remember, everything is consciousness. A nice deep breath. Let's just tap that through. And we're going to run that. This is going to be search and retrieve. So those of you who really want this session, it's going to work on a lot of factors. Even if you have a tiny little ache, it's going to work on aches and pains. It's going to work on skin. I'm also going to put for skin, those of you who are vain. So, allowing the skin to kind of collect. So if you've got wrinkles or you've got areas that are, just need a little bit, you can get all kinds of lumps on the skin, or you can get this is not so much vanity, but those who get bits of cancerous pieces or dark dark little bits that we can get after years. So let's do that as well. Just focus in on the areas. You know what? Scar is coming up too. Wow, so many things today. All right, so scars. Just think of where your scars are on your body. It'll really help. I've got a ton of surgeries, so those scars are everywhere. Fallen down as a kid, all the little scars that you might have. Then there are scars that you might not be able to see, like fascial scar and tearing, or ligament, or even if it's tiny, you could, obviously, if it's a big tear, you probably know about it. You probably have to go to the doctor for that. But you can have tiny tears, and those tears can create a bunch, and then you could get sort of a tendinosis in the area. So let's work with that as well. Now we're getting some of that burping. So that's some good stuff there that can help. I'm just bringing in lots of circulation. We're going to refresh the hydration of your body mind. That's also making sure it's negatively charged. And for those who have colds or any type of inflammation in the lungs, or mucosa in the lungs, sinus cavities, or anywhere in the body, those who eat sugar, it's not going to eliminate everything, but it's going to support you. So if you have been having sugar, you've been having dairy, you've been having, too many carbs, gluten in breads, then what this will do is start helping that to clear out and support you while you eliminate it or really reduce it to almost nothing. And when I'm talking about sugars, obviously you can have, if you're having some fruit, it's going to depend on what your body is going through. If you're diabetic, fruit's not going to work out so well. If you've got a lot of mucosa, you're overweight, all those things, well, it's not so great. Obviously go to your doctor. I'm just looking at what are those things that can help people out. But anything you need to do for diet, exercise, changes that you need to do, you go to your doctor. But I'd really like to clear, it's cold here, it's wintry, and I just feel my lungs, even though I'm not having carbs, no sugars, no, except for some vegetables. Just to really help clear out wherever dust gets in, wherever my microbiome might be imbalanced. That's what I'm looking at and focusing on. It just feels like the thing I'm working with is immune function. The skin is a huge part of immune function. The skin is protecting us from the world. So it seems like that has a lot to do with what's going on in the world today. And also, I think this is so linked to the vulnerabilities of many, many people, right? Where, we're all noticing that things are a little bit strange, right? It's not just one person having a tough time, it's every single person until things settle again. They're going to settle, of course. But at this point, we're in the waiting game for all of the weird things that have happened in different countries with different leaders that have, done a few little things they shouldn't have done. But we'll get it running again. So it feels like that's in parallel with productivity that I was bringing up before, like creativity, second chakra, my will center, seeing also clearing the filters over the eyes and the third eye so that we're seeing those opportunities and those possibilities. Oh, I love that. That feels like it's really, and I can feel already like as though asthma is coming up, as though not seeing the possibilities or the opportunities have been a big block. I would say that's personal for me as well. Like you can even hear my voice is going already. Something's trying to clear its way to be able to see, speak, and be part of those possibilities that help us out. Wow, that's really nice. I'm going to do that. I think this is really strongly linked to anxiety. So I'm going to do anxiety again. You cover the left eye. I keep it closed. I kind of hold it closed and then look up and I look for areas where there would be tension. I almost feel it right down to the heart. So interesting. Yeah, it's going up this time. Very interesting. And breathe. Remember to breathe as you're doing this. Oof. Okay, that's almost putting me to sleep now. Okay, you can do it for as long as you need to. That was kind of knocking me out. All right, that's a huge session. If you get tired, today, tomorrow, it means the session's doing a lot of work for you. It's just really supporting it. Drink water, that would be really good. And get rest. Yeah. All right, everyone. See you next week. Bye.